And most important of all, every young person starting secondary school aged 11 this September will, after 16, now be in education in school or college or an apprenticeship, education to 18 for all. For over 100 years, the dream of the Labour cooperative and trade union movement now made a reality by this Labour government. And do you know what unites all of these reforms? They are all tough and difficult to do. They are all economically essential. They would never have happened without a Labour government. They won't happen without the hard work and professionalism of public servants, and every one of them is opposed by the Conservatives. Every one of them. So when David Cameron says he believes in progressive ends, conservative means, let us tell the country what conservative really means. What it really means is education to 18 for some, but not for all. It means no to our new diplomas, it means no to fair admissions, and it means, because of that £4.5 billion cut they are planning in our school building programme, no to 360 new schools currently being planned and expected in constituencies across our country. That is David Cameron's so-called progressive education policy. And when the Tories claim to care about the link between poverty and attainment, let us say to them, you can't will the ends and then oppose every one of the reforms and all the investment needed to get there. You can't do that. And let us say, look beyond the camouflage. David Cameron's warm words and vague aspirations will not take a single child out of poverty, but the £1 billion in this year's budget will take hundreds of thousands of children out of poverty, and Conservative MPs voted against all the measures needed to get the money to pay for it. That's the truth. We know the truth. We know whose side they're on. And I have to say, when the Conservatives say education to 18, we don't need it for all. When they say that you don't need to enforce the admissions code. When the Conservatives say that we don't need more young people going to university, let us ask them, who are the children they think don't need to be in education after 16? Who are the families they don't think need to have a fair chance to go to the school of their choice? Who are these young people who they say don't need to go to university? Who are the young people they would leave behind? Because the fact is, you can't have these opportunities just for some children in some families. These should be the right of every child in every community of our country. And when the Conservatives say, you just don't understand, the moment excellence goes beyond the few, it just isn't excellence anymore. Let us say that is the choice between a Conservative Party determined to preserve excellence for those who have it and a Labour government determined, committed to deliver excellence and opportunity for all in every community. That is the choice. That is the fight we should take to the Conservatives. And as Gordon said yesterday, when David Cameron demonises our young people, when he says Britain is broken, when he says that it is young people and their parents in deprived communities who are to blame, let us say, Britain is not broken. Let us never give David Cameron the chance to break it. And that is why it is so important now that we don't give up or hold back. That is why we must move forward with our investments and our reforms. That is why it is because we believe every child can succeed that our National Challenge programme is investing £400 million so that every local school can be a good school. That's why today our first National Challenge trusts will give each school up to £1 million so that schools can collaborate together to drive up standards and get the best teaching and support. And that too is why Andrew Adonis and I are accelerating our Academies programme, because this is a progressive Labour policy in community after community showing we can break the link between poverty and attainment. And because we also know that if mums and dads are involved in their child's learning, their children do better, Jim Knight, the Schools Minister, will ensure that every parent gets regular updates on their mobile phone or through the internet on their child's progress and the home computer access needed to make it happen. That's why, too, we will consult on a new right for parents to have a proper complaints procedure. That's why we're investigating how the testing regime can more and better meet the individual needs and progress of every child. And that is, too, why we are taking forward a new generation of cooperative trust schools so that parents can be involved in setting up and running their schools rooted in the community and committed to progress and attainment for every child. But we know too that we cannot make this happen without the dedication and professionalism of the children's workforce. Teaching assistants, dinner ladies, caretakers, cleaners, all the support staff, they are vital to our schools. That's why today Jim Knight's also announcing that we will now legislate a new statutory body to negotiate a fair and flexible framework for the pay and conditions of support staff in our country.